Hey, Xiomy here. So today I wanted to do a video dedicated just to fathers because tomorrow is Father's Day and I do love a very good positive father figure in YA literature. So I decided to dedicate this video to the positive father figures that I adore, that I have read so far. And I am wearing a hat because my hair is just like everywhere and we're trying to tame it down. But without further ado, let's get into this video. The first father figure that I'm going to mention is from the Fifth Wave series. His name is Oliver Sullivan. I really did enjoy this father figure because in the face of adversity, everything that he tries to do for his kids and the fact that he wants to save them and keep them, away from all the dangers that are happening, and also showing Cassie how to defend herself and being loving and caring. He was a strong image for them, and that's something that I have to root for because he was just so loving and caring, and I just loved him so much in this book. Next book that I want to mention is Aristotle and Dante Discover the Secrets of the Universe by Benjamin Alire Steins. What I really do love about this book is that it does show how flawed parents can be, because not every parent out there is perfect. They do commit mistakes, and that's something that you have to show because the real world is like that, having flawed parents. And I really did love both father figures in this book, and you have Jaime Mendoza and Sam Quintana. What I enjoyed about Mr. Mendoza is the fact that even though he is distant in the beginning, he does want to mend all the wrongs that he has done. And I love that in the end he does help his son, and that's something that I really did love, that father figure helping your son, trying to discover what is it that you want in life. I thought that was something that was very beautiful. And also Mr. Quintana, he was always there for his son and always, like encouraging him, and that's something that I love watching in positive father figures. The next book is Ferris by Marissa Meyer. I really did enjoy Everett Hale, I think that's how you pronounce his last name. I loved how much of a strong figure he was because he showed how much he loved his wife, how much he loved his daughter, and how much he was willing to sacrifice to also protect them. And even though a lot of things were against his own mental control, I really did love him as a father figure because he was so protecting, he was so loyal to the end, and he was just such a beautiful and caring father figure. The next one that I want to mention is from the series, and that is the Mortal Instruments series, and his name is Liu Shi and Greymark. I just love how much of a father figure he was to Clary, and how much he stood by her side and Jocelyn's side, and how much he wanted to protect them and always see for their safety. That's something that I really did love about him as a character, and it was just so sweet of him. And even though certain things happen in the series in the end, which is something that I really rooted for, it was just a lovely thing to see. The next book that I want to mention is The Shadow Queen by CJ Redwine. I really do adore this father figure, and his name is Gabriel Bush. Even though he did sacrifice a lot in his own life, I really did love what he stood for, how loyal of a person he was, and how he stood by the siblings that he did rescue till the end. And even though in the face of adversity, even though in the most dangerous of circumstances and situation, he really didn't leave their side. And I love how much he instilled courage and strength into these kids, and how much of a wise person he was, and he was always teaching them, how to be strong, how to be brave, and always look out for each other. That's something that I really did love about him, and he was just such a beautiful father figure that I really did adore him. The next book that I want to mention is one that I have a personal connection with because a lot of the things that transpired in this book I faced, in my real life, and that is from The Unexpected Everything, Morgan Matson. His name is Alexander Walker. I do love that he is a character or a father figure that's very distant in the beginning. He does have his flaws, but once he discovers his mistakes, he wants to, make up for them. And I loved how much they restored their father-daughter bonds. That was something that was very beautiful, and how much he wanted to make memories that would last between them. And, trying to fix what he did wrong, that's something that I really have to say that I really do adore, because like I said, I have a personal connection with this book because of that. But the fact that he wanted to make her happy, and he wanted to be there in her life, and to spend time with her, it's something that I have to admit that I really did love so much. And the final one that I want to mention is from a series that I recently just fell in love with, and that is from the Harry Potter series. Yes, I'm late to this bandwagon, but whatever, and he is Mr. Arthur Weasley. I really did love how proud he was of his family, how loyal he is to his family, how much he wants to save also Harry, and how much he loves Harry. He's being that father figure that Harry never did have, and that's something that I love about him. And also how much he protects his family, and how he visualizes what a true wizarding family should be, because even though some wizards do see him as something different, he does know the fact of what is a true and rightful wizard, and what is a proud wizard and loving husband. And I love that about him. I also do love how curious he is about muggles. He's just such a wonderful character to read about. Well, those are all my father figures that I love in YA literature. If you want to tell me which is your father figure that you love in YA literature, then feel free and let me know. I would like to know other father figures, because a lot of father figures are really tyrannical rulers that are really mean to their kids, and I always love positive father figures. But if you want to let me know which are yours, then feel free and comment down below. I want to thank you for watching, and until next time, peace.